Okay, there we go. All right, so I think I got pickle juice on me when I opened her big jar of pickles. Yes, I edited myself because usually I say big ass jar of pickles. Yesterday when I made the calzones for dinner and I was talking about the peanut butter cookies, the peanut butter oatmeal ones that Bill suggested I do. And I said it was a recipe for another day or a lesson for another day. Today's the day. I have a church function that I'm going to tonight called Bunka with Besties. And the only requirement they ask, other than signing up ahead of time so that way they know how many people are actually going to be there, is that they ask that we each bring a dish to pass. They don't really care what you bring as long as, you bring something. It's a time for the women to fellowship and also maybe bring one of those new people that have been on the fence about going to church or maybe changing churches or what have you. And it gives them a chance to enjoy their friends' company without the pressures of signing up and becoming members and all that other kind of stuff. And it's been put on once a month by Jay Harris. And thank you, Jay, for doing that for our church and the ladies in our lives. Oh, I keep chatting too much and her phone keeps going into screensaver mode. Okay, and I got to get this done because Bill's trying to sleep and I'm going to use the mixer and he just went upstairs. I want to get it done so he can get some rest. So the first thing we're going to do is turn our oven to 375. All right, and I didn't get my butter out early enough to get to room temperature, so I cheated and put it in the microwave for 20 seconds. It takes, what did it say? 1¼ cup of butter, is that correct? Yes, 1¼ cups of butter or margarine, which is basically 2½ sticks. Here's my little garbage bag on the side. So we're just gonna put our 2½ sticks in our bowl because as always we want to cream our butter and sugar together. It makes for a smoother cookie, and it's always the first step in almost everything I do. I like to do it that way. It makes for a less grainy feel when you're eating it, that kind of thing. I just gotta cut this one stick in half here. I don't know why I do that all the time. You know where I got that little thing from? Blue's Clues. It was Blues Could Do, We Can Too. So yeah, I don't know why I do it, I just do it. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's our half stick. Yes, baby. You can do whatever you want, sweetheart. I'm not gonna stop you from eating. And you don't have to worry about it. It won't get you on the camera because I got it pointed right down at the bowl. So, do we have honey mustard? We don't have it? No. Check the date on it, please. November 11th of this year. Okay. All right, there we go with that. And what did I say? Oh, and our sugar. Darn it, it locked on me again. Okay. So 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar. One, two, there's just a tiny bit left in here, so I'm just going to throw that in there. And there's 3, but I'm going to save this bag because the other bag that I have of brown sugar right here does not seal like this one does. Doesn't have a Ziploc, so I'm going to be transferring it over while I'm waiting on cookies to bake. It'll give me something to do and take care of that. Okay, brown sugar and 1/2 cup of regular granulated sugar. So that was 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar. Let's get the little spoon out of here. Oh, I just made a mess on the counter. Oh well. One and 2 of these because this is my 1/4 cup measuring cup. Because, you know, trying to save the dishwasher from overworking itself, I guess is the best way to put it. What'd you say? AKA you? All right, so again, we're gonna cream our butter and sugar together. Sorry in advance, Bill. I know you're trying to sleep, but so no matter what I bake, I always do this step first, creaming my butter and sugar. We did this the other day when we made banana bread. Turn this up. Slide it further into the picture for you. Basically, when I say that you're creaming it, is you're just making sure it's well incorporated. And I do that just to get the excess off the beaters. So it's to make sure that it's well incorporated and you want it the consistency of like spreadable butter, basically, is the easiest way to describe it. My stinking nose won't stop running. This weather is driving me nuts. Because it's drizzly. And just yuck. Alright, so we cream our butter and sugar. We're going to put in the 1 egg. Oh, no shell, please. There we go. A teaspoon of vanilla, our baking soda, and we'll do our spices as well. So that's 1 egg, a teaspoon of vanilla, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. I'm just going to rinse my hands from the egg yolk. Excuse me. Oh, goodness. All right, where'd my spoon go? It's around here somewhere. There it is. Okay. So this is 1/4 of a teaspoon. So I'm going to do 4 of these little spoons because, again, it's 1 teaspoon. Always pour with your dominant hand. It gives you better control. 2, 3, oops, a little bit extra, 4, it ain't gonna hurt. Oh, don't, there we go. It was about to fade out on me again. All right. Baking soda. Oh, I haven't opened this yet. Hey, sweetheart, can you open this for mommy, please? You see where this perforation is? You can just stick the knife in where the perforation is and go all the way straight across. Good job. Thank you. You're such a good help. All right, cinnamon, again, it's going to be 4 of these because it's 1 teaspoon. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll go back and do that baking soda. That's also 1 teaspoon. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so sugar, butter, sugar, egg, vanilla, baking soda, cinnamon, salt is 1/2 of a teaspoon. It's also optional, but I always put it in. So that's going to be 1/2 is 2 of these. Again, pour with your dominant hand so you have better control. 2. And lastly, nutmeg. And that's 1/4 of a teaspoon, hence why I use such a small spoon. So 1. The only other things left to put in are the flour, the oats, and the peanut butter chips. Make sure I get all the ingredients in there. I promise I washed my hands before I started. All right, so that takes care of that. We're still gonna need our measuring cup, so we're gonna put that over here, and we're gonna put our mixer on again. Sorry, babe, I'm gonna be quick about it, I promise. Oh, you know what? I need the spatula so I can scrape the sides. Let me scrape the sides down before I do that. What'd you say you were watching, sweetheart?
Scream.
Ooh, scary. It is the Halloween month.
Number 5.
Ooh, number 5. They made that many of them?
Like 7.
7? Holy smoke. Okay. All right. Again, sorry, babe. I'm about to run the mixer. Okay, now that that's well incorporated, we're going to put in our flour. And that is flour, 1.5 cups of flour, and we're going to end up putting 3 whole cups of the oats in there after we get the flour mixed in. So 1.5 cups of flour, and we're using what? Quarter, so 1.5 is going to be 6 of these. 1, 2, 3. You can use whatever flour you want. 4, 5, 6. I happen to be using a wheat flour simply because they say that the white all-purpose flour isn't really good for people with cancer. They say that the wheat flour is better. You could also use why can't I think of what it's called? Gluten-free, yes, that's it. You could also use the gluten-free, oh, there goes that puff of flour, puff of smoke. Although, if you're gonna substitute with the gluten-free, you might want to check the Quaker website, the QuakerOats.com. That's where I'm getting this recipe from. Just check on their website to see if it changes any of the other ingredients that you need to add. I don't think it will, but you never know. That's good and mixed in. So now I'm just going to scrape off the beaters with my spatula because that's the last time I'm using it. Once I put the oats in, I mix it by hand. And then again by hand once I put the chips in. Okay, so I unplugged the mixer just because I'm a klutz and my hand might slip and I don't need a trip to the hospital because I got my fingers caught in the beater. Just bring this down into the center of your bowl. See, I told you I'm klutzy. Which is how I broke my arm a couple years back. If you haven't watched my video about my cancer diagnosis, I do kind of explain that whole situation. Miriam wanted to have a roller skating birthday party, so we went to the rink a couple weeks ahead of time because we wanted to check the place out and see if it was where she wanted to do it, or if she wanted to do it at the bowling center, because the bowling center also has like a laser tag thing inside, and I forget what else is in there. Anyways, I can't hear you, baby. Oh, axe throwing in an arcade as well. So I'm just getting as much dough as I can off the beaters, because one, I don't want to waste product, and two, makes it a little bit easier to clean if you're scraping everything off. Okay, there's one. And the other. And yes, I just rinsed my hands off again, because I guess that's where my kids get it from, not wanting to have their hands all yuck. All right, so 3 cups of oats, which is going to be 3 times 4 is 12. Holy cow, 12 of these. Do I really want to do that? Or do I want to... I'm going to dirty the other one. It's fine because I haven't run the dishwasher yet this morning, so because I was waiting until after I made the cookies to run the dishwasher. I did, because I knew I was going to need the cookie sheets that I used last night for the calzones. I washed those by hand, but everything else, besides our knives, because Bill doesn't like when I run the knives through the dishwasher. So the knives, my wooden spoon that I like to use, those don't, and my cutting boards don't go through the dishwasher, of course. Everything else is in there though and ready to go. All right, so there's all the stuff I'm dealing with over here behind and out the way. Make sure I'm in view. There we go. because I know when I mixed it with the mixer, I probably got out of range for a second there. All right, I'm gonna take this pink ring off, and I'm just gonna go in there with my hands. I promise they're clean. And squash and mix the dough. I don't know if you noticed my little bracelets here. The two pink ones were made from one of the ladies at church, and now for some reason I'm drawing a blank. Oh my goodness, it's not Anna. It's, I can see her face right in front of me. Blonde hair, she wears glasses. Hey sweetheart. Sweetheart, who's the lady that makes bracelets at church? You were in her youth group, I think it was last year. Yes, you do. Who ran your Bible study last year? Yes, Abby, that's who. Abby made my this one, it says fighter on it. The other one says hope. She also made one that had a pink cross on it, but a certain little girl stole that one. And then this purple one with the silver heart on it is from my friend Jen, who lives in New York. She and I have been through a lot together. She's the one that I sometimes post about being my wife, because we worked together at the GM plant in New York. And when she got engaged, her husband's name was Chris. And her and I used to do everything together. We worked the same shift. He was on an off shift. So when she made the announcement that she was getting married to Chris, everybody just automatically assumed it was me, Christine. Because one time somebody came up and said, oh, I'm so happy for you guys, this, that, and the other. And without missing a beat, I go, yeah, I'm so happy too. I can't wait. And she just stood there looking at me like, I can't believe you just did that. But we just love each other so much and would do anything for each other. So, yeah, we're family. We're, whatever. On this arm, wait, there we go. There we go. My bangle is from my son Alex. He gave that to me it's a Alex and Ani bangle. The pink ribbon one we got at Vera Bradley one year, or last year I think it was, when her and I went on a mommy-daughter spending spree. And then this beaded one she gave to me. It's a pink and kind of light green. Anyways, now that my hand is all yucky again, I'm gonna go rinse, and then we're gonna add a bag and a half of the Reese's peanut butter chips, and then I will get the cookie sheets, cover them with foil, spray them with nonstick cooking spray, and then pop them in the oven. I can't remember for how many minutes. I think it's like 8 minutes for a soft cookie and 10 minutes for a crisper cookie. But I'll double check before I pop them in. Oh, come on. Trying to get all this stuff off my hand so I'm not wasting product. Alright, handy dandy kitchen scissors. That's one whole bag. And then, like I said, we're just gonna do half this bag. Because when you follow the recipe, it just calls for however many cups of chips or whatever. which usually amounts to one full bag of this size, which is the 10-ounce package. Oh shoot, I just put the whole other bag in there. Oh, I guess they're gonna be extra peanut buttery. Oopsie. It is what it is. So anyways, when I put chips in, I normally only do a bag and a half, but because I wasn't paying attention, this one's gonna be extra peanut buttery. I don't think people will mind. I'm pretty sure Bill and Marianne won't mind. Hi, big boy. Sorry, Mommy didn't drop nothing for you. Our boy has been sick lately. We took him to the vet twice in a month. First time they said he had an ear infection and gave us some medicine for him, and he went through that and he seemed okay, but then he started just going all in on his water and always seemed like he had dry mouth, which I can relate. My medicines make my mouth very dry sometimes, and yet I'm still talking constantly. I know, right? Anyways, he's been having dry mouth a lot, and so which made him drink from his water dish a lot, which then led to a couple accidents, which if you know Tungsten, that's not normal for him. He's a very well behaved, well trained, by Bill by the way, well trained dog. He's actually a service dog. Like I said, Bill trained him himself. That's actually how Bill and I met at the mall. I was all about Tungsten, our boy. He caught my eye. I didn't even realize that there was a human attached to the other end of the leash. I just wanted to pet him so bad, but he had his working vest on, and the rule is when they're working, you're not supposed to pet them. So I stared at him for a bit and went on my merry way, not paying attention to the human, although the human was paying attention to me. We ended up in the same place, in the same store, which was Smith Creek Distillery, where they do moonshine tasting, which I had no intention of doing, but ended up doing it because the bartender made a big old commotion about it. So I ended up at the bar, and the only spot left at the bar was next to the guy with that dog that I was admiring. So that's the story in short version. We ended up spending the whole rest of the day together, and ever since. The oven is definitely preheated because I turned it on at the beginning, which was like almost an hour ago. Oh, 33 minutes. Okay, so only half an hour ago. I'm doing good on time. All right, so behind you, I just laid out my cookie sheets. I'm getting my foil out of the drawer. foil out the way. Oh, let me spray because I was forgetting to do that yesterday. I'll do both of them while I'm at it. Okay. All right. I'm gonna move that out the way and move the spatula out the way. And I'm gonna grab a spoon. I guess this is probably like tablespoon size. I never really measured, but I just flatten it and then go right around the edge, excuse me, of the spoon, and that's one cookie. And now I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna fill up both sheets, baking sheets, I should say, not bacon. I put 12 on a cookie sheet. This usually gives me this batch usually gives me 4 to 5 dozen, somewhere in there, of these. So yeah, I'm just placing 12 on each cookie sheet. Come on. It's drizzly, rainy here. I don't know if I mentioned that or not. Which, like I said, makes my nose run. So there's one cookie sheet with 12, and I'm gonna do the other one because I can fit them side by side in the oven like this. If you can't, no big deal. They're in the oven for only 8, maybe 10 minutes at the most. So it's not like it'll take forever to bake the entire bowl full. What I do is I put 3 down at one end, and then I put 3 down at the other end, and then work my way towards the middle, just so I can kind of evenly space them. They don't get any bigger than what they are when you put them down, so at least if they do, it's not by much. So once you set them on there, that's pretty much it. And then when I take them out of the oven, and I was talking about why I put the foil on there and how I can just slip the foil off and then add fresh foil rather than wait for them to cool off and transfer them to another container or rack or whatever. I just slip the foil off and onto the next batch for the oven. All right, so there we go. There we have, ooh, sorry, didn't mean to bump you. 12 and 12. Yes, I'm rinsing off my hands again. And I'm just gonna peek on the recipe right quick. For time for you. Yeah, it says bake for 8 minutes for a chewy cookie or 10 minutes for a crisp cookie. So my family likes a chewy cookie, so I'm gonna pop these 2 cookie sheets in for 8 minutes. Time 8:00 time. So there goes that. I'm gonna clean up my mess. And should I don't know if I should turn it off, because by the time I turn it off and get everything cleared up, it'll be time to take them out of the oven. So I think I'm just gonna leave the camera going. Just in case I got anything on this, I'm going to wipe it down with a Clorox wipe. Oh, there goes the dryer. Okay. Good as new. Oh, there goes that. Oh, into our garbage bag it goes. Put this back in here. Hey, if anybody from Hamilton Beach is watching, I'd love a sponsorship. Anyways. And the mixer I used the other night for the sauce for the chicken and street corn casserole is also Hamilton Beach. I just looked over and noticed that. All right, I'm gonna set this aside and get a wet paper towel because I do that to get up mess. That might be stuck to the counter. before running a soapy sponge over it, I just try to get as much of the dry stuff. Like if there's flour or sugar, I like to use a wet paper towel so it sticks to the paper towel and comes up easier. Into our trash bag. Put the spice, they're kind of in the way of the spice cupboard, so I won't put that away, but I'll put the baking soda and the sugars and all that other stuff away. Flour, sugar, and put the oats away. While I'm at it, I'll switch bags because, like I said, this one is not a really resealable bag, and I like the fact that that one is. Yeah, one's Food Lion and the other bag's Domino, so what? There we go. That was a nice smooth transfer. Because like I said, I'm quite the klutz. So when things do go well like that, I take any win I can get. Alright, that's resealed. All the air is out. Alright. That can get put away. And I just saw I have mini marshmallows in the cupboard still. So I think sometime during this month I'm going to make s'mores cookies. Those are really good. And it's basically just your chocolate chip, your standard chocolate chip recipe. And then, you know, you put your chocolate chips in there just like you would anything else. Then you bake them, and when you take them out of the oven, you bake them for like a minute or two less. And you take them out of the oven, and you take your mini marshmallows and you cut them in half and kind of strategically place them in each cookie. And then you grind up some graham cracker over the top, and then you pop them back in the oven for the last 2 minutes. Oh, mwah, so good. Chef's kiss, as they say. And we have a minute left on the cookies. Tonight's dinner is breakfast for dinner. I don't remember if I said that or not. So I'm gonna make some cheesy grits with egg and bacon and a cup, and then pancakes to go with it for tonight. Tomorrow is gonna be a slow cooker dinner. So it's gonna be white chicken chili. So I got the chicken out today so it can thaw, so I can start that first thing in the morning. And I don't know if you heard her out here earlier. She got into her big jar of pickles, which I told her when she was done eating the pickles, we're gonna save the juice so we can make Chick-fil-A at home. And I'll show you how to do that. And that was our timer for our first batch of cookies. So I'm gonna take them out. And here we are. That's what they look like when they're baked. And this is what I mean. Oh, I'm gonna do the other one because this one has a tear on it. This is what I mean when I said I was gonna show you about the foil trick. Don't get me wrong, it's gonna be hot. So, you wanna loosen your foil. Gonna spin it around. And now, pull the foil up. Grab it with your pot holder here. Take your other end and just slide them off. So now I can cover this with a fresh thing of foil and I can continue baking without having to wait to transfer these into a different container. That's what I meant earlier when I was talking about that. So there you have it. Oatmeal peanut butter chip cookies. You can substitute peanut butter chips for oatmeal, or for the peanut butter chips for chocolate chips, or you could put raisin instead, or pretty much whatever butterscotch chips, anything your heart desires to pair with your oatmeal. So, oh, can't even see me. Thanks for watching. Bye.